All right, and with that, I'm going to get started. Welcome to today's Argus Solutions Forum. This is a webinar that we've started to do. We like to shoot for about twice a month with a different topic. A few weeks ago, we did our first topic, which was an overview of the Argus video platform. Today, we will start with a quick overview for those who are new and want to learn a little bit more about Argus. And then after that, we'll get to our main topic of the day, which is the ease of switching to the Argus video platform. And after that, we'll have time for any questions that anyone else may have. But with that, I shall get started. So, Argus video platform, what is it? Well, it is made up of three key components. We have the Argus body-worn camera. This is a very customizable camera. Comes with 4 buttons. Obviously, the lens there. The main button, the record button, is in the front. What I mean by highly customizable, you can choose anything from 1080p to 720p for your resolution. Any sort of indicators, the LED lights, that is all customizable to your department, something that we work side by side with you. There are multiple different recording activations. We have everything from audio to quick movements, to even a smart holster module that will detect. We also have different proximities. So say if you are working with one of our Argus in-car video systems, turning on an Argus in-car video and starting recording, or doing the body-worn camera, these will communicate with each other. So obviously this is the second major component of our Argus video platform, is the Argus in-car video. Main aspects that come with it is the tablet monitor controller that can be mounted in the vehicle per your specifications. Again, if you choose to go with us for installation, then we will work with you where you want to put that. Our main cameras that come with it, we have a wide angle that goes in the front with a telephoto lens underneath it. What's really unique about that, it can move 25 degrees each direction. If you want an angle, it's very helpful in traffic stops. We have an infrared wide angle lens that typically gets mounted in a cab. We can use up to 4 cameras with the in-car video. And as I mentioned, the ability to pair the body-worn camera with the in-car video system is a smooth 3-second wait. We have a little controller that uses near-field communication that you just hold the body-worn camera above. You wait about 3 seconds, it vibrates, and you are now paired. You can have up to 2 officers with body-worn cameras paired to a video, single in-car video at a time. Now that's a lot, but neither of these are useful without the third component, which is our Argus Data Vault. This is our evidence management platform. This is the brains of the whole operation. All your videos, evidence, this is maintained within the Argus Data Vault. From here, you can classify evidence, you could create cases, you can export, import evidence as you build them. I have worked with everyone from DAs to departments working together using our Argus Data Vault. It's a very intuitive platform. Now, those are the 3 major components of the Argus video platform. There are some accessories that come with it I just want to mention real quickly. We have a multi-dock and a single dock. The multi-dock takes up to 6 body-worn cameras, as well as 6 batteries that can be charged alongside it. The Argus single dock can be set up on a desk. It can also be mounted within a vehicle as well, connected to the vehicle battery, so the Argus body-worn camera can be charged within the vehicle. We also supply a Peter Jones Click Fast stud. Any Peter Jones mounts quickly pop on to the back of this. We also do sell MOLLE mounts, a heavy-duty alligator clip, and our most popular would definitely be the magnetic mount. And I mentioned just a little bit ago about the smart holster module. This attaches to a holster and can detect when a weapon is withdrawn, starting a recording on the body-worn camera. If you are within a certain radius of an in-car video and it is set up to do a proximity start, that smart holster module will start your body-worn camera, which will start the in-car video, and you have multiple angles of view of that event. And then last but not least, my personal favorite, the Argus Insight mobile companion app. This works on Apple as well as Android phones. It is included with our Argus system. What's really nice about this is it allows an officer to review an event after it occurs. They do not have to go back to the department. Important to note is that all this is a monitor. While you can add a title, review bookmarks, add classifications, the video is always on the body-worn camera itself. It never comes to the phone. Nothing is ever downloaded on the phone. This is just reviewing. And once the Argus body-worn camera is docked and that video is uploaded to the Argus Data Vault, it is no longer accessible on the app because it is no longer on the phone. That was a quick overview of what we kind of just discussed in our last webinar, but I wanted to introduce again for anyone who wasn't able to attend. Do I have any questions before I move on to today's topic? All right. So today we're going to talk briefly about switching to Argus and just honestly how easy it is. What we're going to first discuss is choosing your deployment. We provide a local and cloud-based solutions. This is really one of the biggest decisions to have. You can figure out, okay, I know I want these many body-worn cameras, or I have these many vehicles, so I need this many in-car vehicle systems. But how do we want to deploy that Argus Data Vault, our server and our storage? What is best for your department? Deployment scalability. But what do I mean by deployment scalability? We will talk about that, but you do not have to decide at the start, okay, I have 20 offers, I need 20 devices. Start with that. No. With the Argus video platform, it is extremely scalable. We will also discuss what about my existing data. Most departments and offices currently have video systems, and so that is always a question we get. Then we will briefly discuss the ease of install and training options. So, Argus Data Vault deployment. Our first solution is our local solution. Benefits of the local solution is it is a fixed cost. You can easily budget without recurring hardware costs. If you decide to go the local route, you will work with your sales representative or myself or my boss, the technical engineering manager, Colin McIver, and we will work with you and discuss how many vehicles do you have, how many body-worn cameras are you going to get, what are your typical retention policies, how long do you want to keep these videos, so we can decide what server storage size that would be best for your department or office. From there, we will recommend on a quote of what storage size we want. And then you have that idea of that fixed cost. Okay, I know up front, this is the size that I'm going to need. I can do that cost now. We provide an on-prem server solution and workstation. What does that mean? Well, that is what the local solution is. Your data is going to be on premises in your office, wherever you decide to have your server set up. And if you want a workstation, you can. Now, a workstation is not entirely required for the Argus video platform as it is on previous platforms. That's because we provide a browser-based management system, our Argus Data Vault. The way this works is if we set it up on a local network. So we have our local option and we connect it to your network. Any computer connected to that network can open up the browser of their choice, put in the Argus Data Vault address, and from there access Argus Data Vault. You will not have an issue of I've heard the stories of line in front of the one workstation of every office at the end of their shift is trying to get up there and do what they need to get done so they can leave. No, they can do that at their own desk. And add in the use of the Argus Insight mobile companion app, you're really saving a lot of time there. We do help with installation and setup on site, and we have remote on-site training options as well. And we will talk about the training here in a bit. I will say the being on site and helping set up, there's a huge benefit for that. We will talk about different configurations. There will be forms to fill out when you decide to go with us. I find that every installation I am at, I've been both and then if it's a chief deputy or sergeant or the chief of the department, we both get a lot sitting down and talking about the different classifications, the roles together, doing that setup together and kind of hearing what different situations and what use cases that the chief has in mind for the department. So having that on site, I think, is a really big boon to the whole experience. But we also have our cloud-based solution. So unlimited storage, what does that mean? Well, with the cloud, the big thing is scalability when considering your storage. You can go with a limited, okay, this is what I think I want right now, but maybe in a few months you change your retention policies. And instead of keeping a video for 90 days, oh, well, now for these I need to keep for 3 years. That is going to change the storage that you're going to need. With the cloud-based solution, you can scale that out as your storage starts to fill up. You don't have to go buy more hardware or set up a new NAS or new physical storage. You can quickly scale that out. There's very much an ease of use to that. Again, no equipment. Everything is backed up, cloud servers, and this is all encrypted and compliant. When we were talking about the local solution and how nice it is to be able to access Argus Data Vault from any computer on that network just through a web browser, well, with the cloud-based solution, you can go outside that network. Any device that has internet access, you can access your Argus Data Vault, log in, and see and work on your videos. This is important to note. Agencies always retain rights to their footage. You move to another vendor, this footage is always yours. We give you the system to collect, to manage, but the footage itself, that is yours. And lastly, automatic data archiving. Now, a note, when we said unlimited storage, we talked about, okay, we changed retention policies. We are holding on to something a lot longer. The pricing will be based on the initial storage estimate, but as you expand and scale out your storage, that pricing will change. That's a lot of information, but it is a very important decision to make. Are there any questions? I know we had someone just join. We are recording this, so we can go back catch up on what you missed. Okay, with that, device scalability. What did I mean by device scalability? Well, when deciding to make the change to take on the Argus video platform, there are different situations. Are you doing a full switchover? We were on, say, our previous Eyewitness Advantage, and you want to fully switch over. Well, that's easy upfront. Okay, I know how much I'm going to need. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have 3 new vehicles that, okay, I don't want to keep with my current platform. I want to go with Argus. We can do an incremental changeover. Start with 3 body-worn cameras, 3 in-car videos. I honestly just did that last week, and they are going to incrementally change over and phase out their previous video platform. When you start thinking about budgets and planning, this is a really good solution or something to consider. And then there's always the ever-expanding department. Right now, and we've worked with a lot of smaller departments who say, have 4 officers, but they're looking at getting 2 more, or they're going to decide, hey, we're going to start with a lot of part-timers, but they don't want to get those cameras or don't have those cars yet. Well, that's that situation. Okay, I need to be able to scale out our platform and our devices. Now, to visualize it, say I'm starting with 7 body-worn cameras, 4 in-car videos. We get our Argus Data Vault. This is up to you, again, with the local or cloud-based. I kind of mentioned before, this is the brains. That's what I like to refer to as the heavy lifting. Once we get Argus Data Vault set up, it is extremely easy to add new devices, be it body-worn cameras, be it in-car videos. For example, to add a body-worn camera, you order the camera, we configure it to the user ID you want on that. We add that user to the Argus Data Vault. You get that new camera, you plug it in, Argus Data Vault's going to do all the thinking for you. Your body-worn camera is now paired. The in-car videos, once you get a new in-car video installed, be it an upfitter or we install it for you, pull it in, you already have that access point set up from when we did that heavy lifting, that initial install Argus Data Vault. It's going to detect that vehicle. It is a click to transfer and accept that new vehicle, and now you're up and running. So Let's say I want 7 more body worn cameras, or I want 4 more in-car videos. Once that initial installation done, that's the big thing to take away. Once the initial installation is done, scaling out more devices is extremely easy. And of course, with everything, we will work with you to make sure you have the best experience possible with that. Now, I mentioned this question, what about my existing data? This is something I believe we are all asked quite often. When it comes to the Argus Data Vault, we do have upload functionalities. You can take videos and our previous evidence and upload it. And it's not just existing evidence you have on previous servers. It's also, okay, I have these crime scene photos I want to include to here. You can upload, and we can train you and talk you to how to do that. If there are instances where you want to use your existing storage, well, we will guide you and kind of help explain that you're probably going to want to move that because we need a fully clean storage to start putting our new videos, the Argus videos on. But we will make sure that you can retain what you want and to have that storage handy. Because again, a lot of times I've worked with departments where one had retention of everything for 5 years. They had stacks and we worked around it so we could collect the new videos while respecting the integrity of their previous data. So last but not least, the ease of install, the whole point of all this. So we do on-site installations. Argus Data Vault, Argus in-car video. With Argus Data Vault, if you're going to do the local storage, one of us is going to come out and work through this with you. Like I said earlier, it is a great benefit to be able to sit down in person, look at Argus Data Vault together, and really understand how you are going to use it. Everything about the Argus video platform is just so customizable. We want to make sure you get the best use out of it for your department. And having that in-site installation is part of that process. And then with the Argus in-car video, we also have that as an option of coming out and installing those in your vehicles. Server installation, closed network, existing network. What do I mean by that? Well, one thing that we do like to encourage is having a closed network. What we do is we build a separate network that houses all your storage. Everything is there. It is secure. It maintains that security and integrity of your evidence. You can feel really comfortable with that. We connect it to your existing network with that server, and that is what you access to be able to view the evidence collected. We can do it on an existing network as well. If you're like, hey, I'm very comfortable with the security of my network, we can do that. It just whatever works best for your department. And that is something you get from us being on site because we can sit and talk about it. We don't really know until we are there and seeing, and then we can work and find the best solution for you. With cloud, obviously, with a lot of that we can do remote, but we will sit and walk you through the entire process, follow up, make sure you have it set up the way you expect. We will work around and with your existing systems, particularly if you want to do an incremental changeover. We will make sure your existing systems are still functioning. We will not interact or change them so we can do that smooth changeover. Existing storage migration, if you want to use previous storage, hey, I got this NAS, we don't use it anymore. Well, we could use that existing system. We will have to make sure it is solely for our new data, but we can use that as something to consider. And then we also offer in-car hardware removal. If you have a previous system and you're putting Argus in-car video in there, we will remove that existing hardware for you. And then training. We have on-site training. This is what I recommend for all the points I've said earlier. You work side by side with a technical sales engineer, such as myself or my manager, Colin McIver. You get that hands-on guidance of not only the devices, the body-worn camera, the in-car video, but also the Argus Data Vault. I've learned so much about how our tools can be used by working with officers or deputies who have that in-field experience. So I think it's benefit for both sides. We also have virtual training. You can schedule that time with myself or my manager, Colin McIver. We record the sessions. That's one of the benefits. You get to keep that video yourself. One of the big pushes I've been doing lately is a lot of training videos, so we can work with that as well. If your department has a requirement for a training video, that is something you can talk about with us, and we can make sure we can accommodate that. And finally, a follow-up. The way this process usually works is once we are done, say we do on-site training, we will send you an installation summary, and I usually stay in contact for a couple of weeks. At one point, when everything is good, then if there's any issues, we kind of hand you off to our technical service specialists. But before that time, we follow up. We make sure you're happy, and that's really important to us because we really want you to have that white glove experience when you're working with Custom Signals. But with that, that's my information for this webinar. If you want to learn more or schedule a demo, I can do some very in-depth demos. It usually takes about an hour and a half. Feel free to schedule one with me. And with that, I want to open up the rest of this time if anyone has any questions. Don't all rush, or don't feel like you have to. Again, you can contact us and stay us right there with any questions. I'll hang out for a little bit. Don't feel like you need to stay. But yeah, anything you want to discuss or any questions, I'm here. But with that, thank you all for joining.